tonight. I'm straining pasta.
All right, we're live on TikTok.
Yay! Live on TikTok, and I'm going live, you guys, for the first time on Instagram tonight. We're gonna try. We have 3 cameras set up. This is gonna be insane, but why not? We've never done all 3 at once because I didn't have all the apps on all the devices at the same time. So we are now live on Instagram for the first time. Hello, everybody. Susie Saper here, owner of Hippy Pilgrim. Hey to TikTok. We have Jim on our TikTok cam. So we are so psyched. We usually do TikTok every single week. And then hello to folks on Facebook. So as people log on, just let me know where you guys are watching from. We have a good one tonight. Rainy Wednesday night. So I'm cooking. For those of you just joining me on Instagram, this is our first time going live on Instagram. Hey you guys, Susie Saper here. I own a company called Hippy Pilgrim, and I make farm-to-table garlic salts, gourmet seasonings out in Plimpton, Massachusetts, which is like 40 minutes south of Boston. This is my home kitchen, my test kitchen, and the kitchen we manufacture the products is actually right beneath us. So we're making 2 fall soups tonight. I'm super excited. So we're just waiting for people to log on. So let us know where you're watching from. Jill the Tombstoner, I have you on my shout outs, Jill. Jill sent us the nicest email and told us what she loves about the show. And one of the things, surprisingly enough, is my Boston accent and my swearing. So we get plenty of that around here, don't we, Sammy? Mm-hmm. What's new in your life, Sammy?
Nothing.
She's workhorse
I work
today.
at Hippy Pilgrim. I go home and go to sleep. I don't know.
She's workhorse today. I'm cutting up parm because if we have some spare time, I have like an extra little recipe I can throw in. But either way, I'm going to make it. But I have to do this cheese for it. So let us know where you're logging on from, you guys.
Joanne said hello, everyone.
Hi, Joanne. Joanne, crazy Joanne from the wedding.
Yeah.
Hi, crazy Joanne from the shower, the wedding shower.
My other aunt said hi from Portsmouth, Sandy.
Oh, hi, Sandy.
And then Laurel said hi there, cute top.
Oh, thank you very much. I had a friend help me pick this out. And I'm going to show my Instagrammers kind of around the kitchen because this is a first for you guys. So there we have Jim and Sammy. So Jim's on the TikTok cam. Sammy is my future daughter-in-law. She's marrying my son. Just got engaged. You want to show your ring off? So pretty. It's so different and unique. And then Jim's wife, Lindsay, is over on Facebook comments when she gets them. And then this is my kitchen here in Plimpton, Massachusetts. So this is a very relatable real-life kitchen, you guys. So as some of the action happens, I'm just going to move you around with me. So bear with us because we've never done 3 simultaneous lives all at once. So tonight I'm making a creamy butternut squash lasagna soup. Because I originally was going to make a butternut squash lasagna and then thought, you know what, soup will kind of be fun for this, just to switch it up. So we're still going to use lasagna noodles, but turn it into soup, which I thought was a cool idea. And then we're also going to do an Italian wedding soup, which is one of my favorite soups. And this one is going to be high protein, low carb, because I found... I don't sponsor these people. They don't sponsor me. There's no business relationship at all. But I bought this pasta, Carpe Diem, online. And I'll bring it over to my other camera, folks. This was an orzo. I've never found a low-carb, high-protein pasta that I like or that is in an orzo shape until I found this brand. I ordered it online and had a bunch of different shapes sent to me. But this stuff is freaking delicious. So instead of like a pearl pasta, we're going to use this orzo instead and make an Italian wedding soup, which is going to be so good.
Christopher Law said watching from Chatham, Mass.
Well, hello, Christopher. Is it raining there too?
And then Laurel said, congratulations, when's the big day? It's May 2nd.
I know, this could be
It's
so
in
exciting.
just over 7 months.
Yeah.
And we've only been engaged for 2 months.
I know. It's all moving so fast.
Yeah.
Well, it took them long enough, so it's good that it's happening fast. This is our newest garlic salt, you guys. Elephant garlic salt. All right, Jim, you got that, and I'll show my Instagram folks too. So this is our newest flavor of garlic salt, elephant garlic salt. So elephant garlic is very closely related to the leek. Less of a pungent garlic flavor, more of a sweet kind of leek-like flavor. This was grown for us by a farm in on the Cape. So this is as fresh as it gets. It was made on the 18th of this month, but we have it online for a limited amount of time because obviously this produce is only available a short amount of time, and I'm going to use it in this recipe that I might, either way I'm making it. Either the crew's going to eat it or I'm going to eat it, but we'll find out about that in a bit.
Making me nervous.
Why? Why are you nervous? What are you nervous about?
You don't sound confident in it.
What do you mean? Well, what I'm not confident about is whether I'll have the time for it. How about that?
Okay, I feel better.
I'm going to chop this, but I want to warm up. So I have dual pots going at the same time, you guys. This is going to be, hold on. You guys already know how much I hate my stove. I want both of these on low, and let's hope they don't overheat. So this is fresh parsley from the garden. The garden is killing it. The herbs look fantastic. Look at these, you guys. This is still going strong out in the garden. And if anyone lives near me and you want to come and clip some fresh herbs from our Pick Your Own Herb garden, feel free. We love visitors. But the elephant garlic is at the farm stand. It's online. And we also have the pre-order online for our 3 new salt-free blends. So for the new salt-free blends, we have a salt-free Cajun, a salt-free poultry, and a salt-free garlic onion, real high-end garlic onion. So there's black garlic in there, shallot, leek, chive, all the good stuff. You guys, that's your favorite one? Or what do you guys?
Yep, that one.
Jim and Lindsay? So those pre-orders are up. So we anticipate we're gonna sell out because the holidays are coming and that poultry one is gonna sell out for Thanksgiving. I know it is. So pre-order it while you can online. Our website's hippypilgrim.com. But if you're used to getting a little cardboard box of poultry seasoning for Thanksgiving, I want you to try ours because it rivals it. I believe the ingredients are far superior and it just has incredible flavor profile. And our salt-free line has no salt, sugar, dairy, gluten, or nuts. So our kitchen is actually a gluten-free kitchen, but it's really, really good and it's available for pre-order right now. All right, I'm chopping fresh parsley because I want to put them in the meatballs.
Laurel said I need that garlic salt, the elephant, and I love the extreme.
So good. Oh yeah. If you like the extreme, you'll love that one. And you guys might want to unhook because we're going to take it over the stove.
Melody McKinnon said, and do I feel old? Evan was a student of mine when he was three or 4 years old.
I know. He's so cute. My son Evan's adorable. I have 2 sons, Evan and Aiden, and they're adorable. So where am I going to put you guys here? All right, I'm going to set my Instagram folks up. I haven't even had a chance to see who joined in. Hey, Fallon. Hi, Andrea. Oh, I'm not used to you watching on Instagram. Great to see you on here. Jenna, Mary Jen, welcome you guys. Brenda, hello. Karen, I can slightly see people here, but I'm psyched you guys are watching. This is our first Instagram time. So I want it so that you guys can kind of see what the hell's happening over here. This is going to be dangerous. I'm setting you up on my stove. I'm going to tilt this down because I'm hoping you can see what the hell's going on in these pots. We'll find out. I have a feeling this is going to be a disaster, but we'll try. Can you see that? Maybe not. Maybe I'll freehand it. Maybe Sam will be freehanding it. Hold on, I'll turn you guys around. Do you mind grabbing that for me, Jim? Thank you. All right, hold on. I don't know if we can still turn it around. There we go. You want to be double-fisted, Sammy?
Doesn't seem like I have a choice.
So this size soup bowl or soup pan reminds me of my great-grandmother. Because when I used to go over her place for Sunday dinner, she usually always made a soup, like a beef barley or matzo ball soup. And she always had this cute little size, I think this is a 3.5 quart. So this particular size, because I'm used to cooking in like huge pots, but now that I aren't cooking for a huge family, I'm cooking in the size that my great-grandmother did. And I honestly just love it. It melts my heart. So I love these little 3.5 quarters because of that. All right, so both of them are warming up. And I'm gonna add oil to each one. And I wanna thank one of our viewers on Facebook, Pauline. She sent me this. We have an atomizer. The last one she sent us was missing this little plastic thing. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing wrong here? So she went out and got us a new one. So I'm actually gonna, oh boy, that one's already hot. That one's gonna be, so this one's gonna be for the butternut squash. I kind of like left things. Look at that. What a nice little spray this has. I love it. I might pull this one off for a second. So I've got a little oil in the pan here. And we are going to add, let's see. Hold on, is this one going? We got some heat. Those of you that watch me regularly know I hate this oven. For 1,000,001 reasons. The stovetop, the igniters are terrible, the flames are uneven cooking, it ticks me off. But we're starting with this. So what I want to add into here is some onion. So if you don't have, you want 1 onion. I'm making 2 soups, so I needed 2 onions and I didn't have 2. But I did have shallot. So anything from the onion family, you could substitute shallot, leeks, whatever. But as long as you've got about, 1 medium onion, because this just adds great flavor. And I'm actually glad that we have the shallot, because I think that's going to add great flavor. But this is just your base recipe, guys. You guys go to town from there on whatever the heck you have on hand.
The shallot smell is traumatizing me today.
We made shallot garlic salt today, so Sammy's a little traumatized after that. So we're going to put that in there. And I actually think I want a little bit of garlic in there too, but I'm going to wait. I want to show you guys what elephant garlic looks like. Look at the size of the cloves in elephant garlic. You guys see this? I want to show you, look at the palm of my hand. Look at that size of that thing. It's insane. I love it. So this is what we use to make that elephant garlic salt, but it's just massive. And the smell that, Sammy. Just more oniony.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That smells
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So just totally different. I'll end up adding that in there. I just want to make sure I don't forget anything. And then I'm going to add some of our seasonings in. So we're working with our North End tonight. So this is the garlic salt version of it. So this is our Hippy Pilgrim North End garlic salt. This smells like meatball sub, chicken parm. You can use it in all of your Italian favorites. But even people put this on steak. We also have a salt-free version of it. So this is no salt, sugar, dairy, gluten, or nuts in it. We're a gluten-free kitchen. So we're going to add both of these in. And then we'll sweat out some moisture from those onions once we add that salt. So I'm just putting a pinch. If you don't use salt or you're watching your salt, you can leave that ingredient out. But this is our newest blend for one of our newest garlic salts, and it's a huge hit. Hold on, I'm already burning things. Yeah, so hey everybody, Susie Saper here. I own a company called Hippy Pilgrim out in Plimpton, Mass. Gourmet garlic salts, handmade seasonings. And tonight we're doing 2 soups. We are doing a creamy butternut squash lasagna soup. And we're doing an Italian wedding soup. So I've got the onions in here. We're just sweating those off. And now I'm going to grate in. I'm going to turn the heat down a little while I do this because I don't want it to burn.
You know where you can get elephant garlic?
So we had this grown specially for us. It's a difficult to get produce. So guess what? You're really not going to find it.
But it is something you can grow yourself. If you do the research, online they sell bulbs of elephant garlic if you really wanted to grow it.
Yeah, if you want to grow it yourself. We found a grower. We buy his whole field. He's on the Cape, and it's just amazing. Beautiful. All right, so onion and garlic in here, plus garlic salt and our North End seasoning. Now I'm going to do 3 cups of cubed butternut squash.
Sandra says hello from Texas.
Hello from Texas. Hello from Massachusetts. What's going on, girl? Thanks for joining us. For those of you just tuning in, this is Susie. I own a company in Plimpton, Mass called Hippy Pilgrim, and every Wednesday night I go live on social media. So we're on TikTok tonight, we're on Facebook tonight, and we're on Instagram for the first time tonight. So 3 good-sized cups of butternut squash. just cubed up that's going in there. Mix this around.
What's the temperature here?
I don't know. I have it on medium.
I think she meant the weather.
Oh, the temperature here. It's kind of warm. It's a little muggy. I don't know, like 60s maybe?
No, it's definitely 70.
It is?
Still
It's 70.
too hot. We're making soup. It's supposed to be 60.
All right. I'm clueless. All right, so now I'm turning up the heat, and we're going to add in some broth. All
You
right?
have rosemary in your north end.
Yes, a
awesome.
small amount, not a huge amount. People that don't like rosemary are never going to notice it. It just balances it all out. So now I'm adding in the broth. We're going to do about 6 cups. So there's 4 right
It's
there.
90s in Texas.
It's 90s. Damn,
I'd
girl.
be miserable.
I went to El Paso, Texas when I was in college because I wrote a bunch of soldiers in the war. It was the Desert Storm. And when they got sent home, they appreciated all my letters so much that they actually all pitched in for airfare and flew me out to El Paso, Texas to meet the whole unit that I was writing to for that period of time. I used to mail them cookies. They said the military issue, like boxers, were really uncomfortable, and I would send them like boxers and whatever they asked for, I would send. But that's my only trip to Texas, was to El Paso, and that's where I learned how to first do country line dancing, because they hired a line dance instructor to teach me. All right, so I am now putting this on a high heat because we want to soften that butternut squash, and we're going to let it do its thing while I work on the making the meatballs here. All right, so if you guys just want to stay freehand, I'm going to come right over here, and we're going to work on the filling for our Italian wedding soup, okay? So for the filling, I've got 1/2 pound of pork, 1/2 pound of grass-fed ground beef. I got this ground beef. I want to give a shout out to Diaz and Daughters. They are out of Norton, and she is like a 20-something-year-old meat farmer. This girl went from 4-H to owning her own company. She ended up selling her first steer and used the money to found her business. But that's where that beautiful ground beef comes from. So there's a 1/2 pound each. Ground pork. If you don't have pork and you have ground chicken or turkey, just substitute whatever, you guys. All right? It doesn't need to be perfect. It's whatever you have on hand, not what you want. So we've got that. I've got 1 egg that's going in there. Now I'm doing these meatballs without breadcrumbs because I want to keep it high protein, low carb, because I've been watching my carbs and it's actually like agreeing with me. So I decided to just get rid of the breadcrumbs altogether. So now what I'm adding into this is one of our best-selling products. This is a dipping oil starter base. It's a seasoned Parmesan cheese blend that you use to make dipping oil. This is our sun-dried tomato variety. But this is a flavor bomb. The base ingredient is Parmesan, and it's just flavored so incredible. This is one of our newest flavors. But this is a versatile way to use it. So I'm going to put about 1/3 of a cup into this. And do you see all the seasonings and spices in there? This is going to add so much flavor to these meatballs. It's incredible. And we're also going to use it in the butternut squash soup as well. So about 1/3 of a cup of this dipping oil starter base. All right. I'm also going to add, we're just going to mimic the whole theme, you guys, and add some North End salt-free and North End garlic salt into here. And just roughly a teaspoon of each, okay? But these two are this is one of our best-selling salt-free, and again, this is one of our best-selling garlic salts. It's just so fresh. Oh my God, you guys. This is like your grandmother's garlic salt. It's so good. And then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of some fresh chopped parsley. All right. And then what the hell else do I want to add in here? I want to grate up some onion and garlic. I didn't have any more onion left, so I'm just going to use shallot. So about 2 tablespoons, we're going to grate it up. This is going to add moisture, great flavor without chunks, or you have people that have texture issues with garlic or onion. This definitely solves the problem. I love that pink color. My eyes are going to go nuts in like 2 seconds. Hold on. So about 2 tablespoons. Let me get rid of that. And then where's that clove of elephant garlic? So then we'll also add some of that elephant garlic, 2 tablespoons as well, right in there. And again, we're just gonna grate it with a microplane. This is just gonna add so much flavor. It'll distribute that flavor really well in these meatballs. And guess what? If you don't make your Italian wedding soup meatballs like this, are you wrong? No. Am I wrong? No. It's my kitchen, my rules, your kitchen, your rules. That's the way you do it. This is the way I do it. So again, no breadcrumbs. And you don't want to aggressively mix this up. Just, I always say, do it lovingly. We're gonna lovingly do it. Do we have a shot on Instagram of this
Absolutely.
filling? Oh, good. So there you go, guys. This is actually so fun, going live on all 3 platforms. Jim is double duty. Sam was double fisted earlier with the free hand. So I have the best team. I have the best team in
Can you
general.
remind the Facebookers to like your live?
Yes, so all of you that are watching right now, whether you're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, will you go ahead and give us a follow? That would really help us out. Like the live right now, just hit the like button, write a comment, say hi, that's all helpful to us. It helps us get to more people, helps our content get to more people, and I do this every single Wednesday night, just as a service to the greater good, if you guys trust me enough. For those of you brave enough to trust my Massachusetts kitchen, my south of Boston kitchen. So I'm just gently mixing this. And that makes a good amount because you're not making these massive meatballs in this. We're just making small size ones. All right, but you definitely want to make sure this gets mixed in well, all the seasonings.
Christopher Law said, just share this on Facebook for my friends.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, hit the share button. You can subscribe to us on TikTok. So if you want to hit subscribe, it's only $2.99 a month, and it helps us pay for the cost of the food for the lives. So any bit of support really helps us out. And next week, we are off from the live. I have a catering gig the next day, a very big catering gig, and I'm going to be prepping food all that day, and it's just, I just don't think, I could go live and just do an informal, show you guys how I'm prepping for a catering event, but the big live is going to happen October, is it the 9th? Wednesday the 9th? Is that the date?
The 8th.
The 8th. So Wednesday, October 8th, you guys. Going live from Aruba. This is going to be so exciting. So it's going to be our 50th live. So almost a year doing these. Thanks to Jim, Lindsay, Sam, and everyone else that's volunteered to help out. So I'm actually going to be at a house rental in Aruba. And the people I'm going with said they'd operate camera. So we're going live from Aruba on October 8th. And I'm hoping to find an Arubian chef that can come into the kitchen, and I'll show them a little taste of Boston and they'll show me a little taste of Aruba. So there's this lovely filling, okay, that's gonna make the meatballs. Now,
We're really off for 2 weeks.
what's that? Oh, we're off for, well, wait a minute, no. What's next week's date then?
The
The
first.
first.
They're back to back.
We're off for 2
We-
weeks. You're off for
you're-
one.
Yeah,
Crew.
so my crew is off for 2 weeks. Jim and Lindsay are already planning their big date night.
They still gotta work
They
8
can't even
hours.
believe it. They're like, oh, we're gonna get another date night.
Don't worry, guys. I'll still be here working 8 hours each one.
Yeah, I'm gonna come visit you for my order. Don't worry.
All right, look at these meatballs. How amazing is this, okay? So, before we start shaping those, you guys might want to unhook. And I've got to get now the base of the Italian wedding soup going.
We'll take some butter, Jim.
I love doing these side by side. Jim's on double duty. Will you just show, can you show Jim on your cam just to get
Listen,
some,
I just did
some
this.
props? This is amazing.
Taking turns.
Oh my God, this isn't a competition, Sam. Look at this.
I'm just
All right, so
kidding.
these are, I know you are.
Jim is my best friend.
We're gonna invite Sam to our date night.
One of the things Jill said she liked about the show was all the banter happening in the background. She said everyone seems like they really want to be here. Do you really want to be here, Sam?
I'm getting fed in like a half an hour, yeah.
Yeah, you are. I'm just gonna grab some oil here. This pan I know is gonna burn, but oh well. What else is new? We're always burning something in this kitchen. Okay, so this is the Italian wedding soup. So this is gonna have, you guys learned this vocab before, mirepoix. And mirepoix is our onions, carrots, and celery, okay? So we're gonna put in about 1 medium onion, but I have onion and leek. And I kind of like extra onion. I just think it's good for you and yum. So you know what? We're throwing it all in. How about that? No waste.
I already said October 8th is my anniversary. Take me to Aruba.
Oh, I know. I haven't been in, oh my God. The last time I went to Aruba was 2004, maybe 2005. And I got so sick there. I ended up getting like dysentery. Ended up in the hospital when I got home. So this is my redemption trip. All right, so we've got the onions in there. This is 2 chopped organic carrots going in. All right, I like this one. It's got good veggies. We've got 2 ribs of celery going in. We'll give that a little stir. You just want to get that cooking a little bit to get some flavor going. We're just going to stick with the same theme and go for the North End all the way tonight. We're going North End all the way. So I'm going to add some of that North End salt-free seasoning that we showed you guys earlier. And then I'm also going to add more of the garlic salt. And I'll give you some rum there again. Get some of that in there. All right, and we can adjust as we go, but every time you add an ingredient, you want to season it again, okay? So we'll move this around. Let's get that doing its thing. Now, while you guys are freehanding, I am going to show them how to form the meatballs. All right, so I'll wait for you guys to get adjusted. Where'd my little teaspoon-and-a-half measure go? You see a little, oh, here it is. I was one step ahead. Hello, you guys. All right, so we're gonna form the meatballs. These do not need to be big. This is a little 1/2 tablespoon measure, and I found it to be the perfect size for these if you do it level. So you don't wanna be going like that with it, okay? You just want it a flat tablespoon-and-a-half, and then you don't want to really be like rolling these. You just want to pinch them together so that they're just tender and yummy and, you know, they're not like all compact, dense meat. So just 1.5 tablespoons, make sure it's flat, and then it's already kind of rounded halfway. And then, so that's about little balls. We're going for little balls tonight, you guys. Little tablespoon-and-a-half size. And this recipe makes exactly 48 of these, okay? I worked on these earlier, but now we'll have some if we want to make extra, which I like. So again, you're just pinching them together. You don't want to be like round working them like that because they'll just be too tough. And again, this was a pork and beef mixture. The beef came from Diaz and Daughters out of Norton, small local cattle farmers. And I loved the color of it. It looked unbelievable. Hold on. Make some more of these. You could do this, Sammy.
You can.
Sammy, there's no excuse why Sammy shouldn't be cooking for my kid now.
I always cook, just not always by scratch.
I was actually quite impressed with your chicken and dumplings. Sam was going to go out. What were you going to do? And then I made you get
I
all
was
the
still going to
ingredients.
make pretty much all of it from scratch, but I've seen them do the Pillsbury.
I wouldn't let her do it.
She made me take the ingredients home.
Yeah, I said, we have all the ingredients here, and I sent her home with everything she needed to make the dumplings from scratch because I could not have you make such a great meal and have it be that processed of a dumpling. All right, so look at these cute little meatballs. They got nice color. You can add breadcrumbs in there if you want. I just chose not to because we don't need to. All right. I just realized I already screwed up my order. You realize that? I wanted to cook the meatballs first. However, we will bob and weave. So I'm gonna grab a pan. Hold on, I'm gonna brown these up. What's that?
Nothing.
What's she saying?
Nothing.
What's the story? What am I missing? Hold on.
Jill liked your small ball comment.
You like the small ball, Jill? Alright, I'll get a small skillet here. We'll just use every damn thing going, but I'm scraping the bits off this, damn it. Let's see, hold on. I hate, oh, look at that. But see, look how uneven that is. It's missing all its little flames there. It ticks me off. I hate that. I'm gonna forever bitch about the stove. But I'm not getting a new one because this thing's only like 2 years old. Or 3, is it 3 years or 2 years, Sam?
I say closer to 3.
Okay. But it shouldn't be acting like this after 3 years. No way. All right, we're checking on this. Okay, you want me to go up a little higher? You got it?
Yeah.
All right. So this looks good in here. Look at all that nice flavor going on. All right. I want to get a fork because I want to see how tender that is. Hold on. Hello everyone, if you're just joining us on either Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram, my name is Susie Saper, and I own a company in Plimpton, Massachusetts called Hippy Pilgrim. I make 17 different flavors of farm-to-table handmade garlic salts. We have a full line of salt-free seasonings, vanilla bean sugars, vanilla extract, rubs, and dipping oil seasonings, all made in a commercial kitchen right beneath the kitchen we're in right now. This is the kitchen I use to make my meals and test my recipes. And we are on the South Shore of Massachusetts, about 40 minutes south of Boston. Every Wednesday I cook live on social media and show you guys what the hell I'm doing with my spices in the kitchen. So now what I'm doing is I'm heating up this skillet. We're gonna cook these meatballs. These are the ones I formed earlier. They're just the cutest little things. That's all right. That's not the first time we've dropped something in this kitchen. All right, I'm turning this up. All right, and we're gonna put as many as we can in here. And they don't have to fully cook. You just want them browned enough because they'll finish cooking in the broth, is how that's gonna happen. So let's see how many we can fit. I love these little pans. So remind me of growing up, because back when I grew up, you know, it wasn't bigger is better back then. It was like, you know, you made do, and you know, people didn't cook. Like everything was just smaller. The serving sizes were smaller, pans were smaller. Everything was just smaller and simpler. And these size pans bring me back to that. And now that I don't have my kids to cook for, you know, now that my boys are grown and have their own families, I'm busting out all these little small pans I never thought I would use again. And I love it. It brings back so many good memories. So these are the meatballs for the Italian wedding soup. We're just browning those up. And I actually had a good idea, because if we don't turn that extra meat into meatballs, I was thinking it might be a good add-in our lasagna soup over here, to be honest with you. I thought that might be delicious. Let me get some tongs. Do I have tongs over here anywhere?
No. Oh, right there.
Oh, look at that. Jim
Kathy.
is on it.
Kathy Williams asked, when are the new salt-frees going to be at the farm stand?
Not until the beginning of October. And it might take slightly longer than that. I'm on vacation October 4th through the 11th, so Sam's going to be running everything. We're making the products, and we're waiting for the labels to come in. We're hoping they'll be in by Monday, and then that's when we can start labeling things up and continuing to make batches. But if you want to be guaranteed it, pre-order it online, because we have a whole bunch of pre-orders that are going to go out first. And then we will get it stocked at farm stand and available for wholesale. But I just know the stuff is gonna go, because it's gonna be right before the holidays too. So these are just gonna brown up. I'm just gonna let them form their little crust there. So we are juggling all 3 soups here. I'm waiting for these to soften. So I think while we're doing that, this is the spinach that is eventually going to end up in the Italian wedding soup. I'm just going to tear it. I am not going to waste half my night chopping this up, and remove as many of the woody stems as you can. I tried to get as many as I could earlier. And then just tear it up. You know, usually everyone wants everything chopped, but I just find it makes a mess of the cutting board, and you can rip it and save yourself a dish or a utensil. That's the whole name of my game, to cook smarter and easier. Oh, thank you, Lindsay. Lindsay's now manning both. So I'm just ripping up. This is about 4 cups of spinach. And the recipes will be available later tonight at hippypilgrim.com, or usually I get them up by the morning. But if you go and hit the blog tab at hippypilgrim.com, that's where you can watch all of our previous lives. That's where you can get the recipes from the lives. So be sure to log on to there. And you can also order online as well. So we always do a little code word on the night of the lives to give you guys a freebie if you order online. So what do you think? Small balls should be the order code tonight. The little small meatballs. So if you use the word small balls in the order notes, we'll send you a free goodie with your online order. And we also do free shipping on orders over 75.
Can you freeze the meatballs raw?
Yes. Put them on a cookie sheet and freeze them flat on the cookie sheet. And then once they're frozen solid, transfer them to a Ziploc bag. Great question. You can also freeze them cooked the same way. Just put them on a cookie sheet until they're fully frozen, and then put them in a Ziploc baggie, and you can pull them out as you need them. That's a great question. Good for meal planning, especially with busy back to school time. This winter I'm going to be offering some online Zoom cooking classes, and one of the topics we're going to cover is meal planning. So I'm probably going to do a meal planning Monday, or if you guys sign up for those cooking classes, you'll get the shopping list in advance. So you can actually do your meal prep live with me to save yourself time and be able to ask questions and have built-in instruction at the same time. So as these meatballs cook, that's when we're just going to add them to this pan right here. Hold on. Because this is the pan that the soup's going to be going into. So, and these will just finish cooking, so you don't have to worry like, oh, she didn't cook them all the way. The water's going to do that for us. And I want to get as many meatballs as I can. Italian wedding soup is such an easy soup, and it's actually kind of fun. And where you have to make all these little meatballs, it's nice. That's a good one to do with the kids because you can actually give them something to do and spend some time with them. My mom loved to cook, but she did not like showing us how to cook. You basically had to watch from afar because she just wanted to bang that shit out and call it a day. And we were kind of in the way, and my mom was such a good cook, but there was no way she had the patience. You know, the one thing she actually took the time and was really patient, showed me how to make, was my very first apple pie. That I will never forget. But overall, like when she kind of ended her time in the kitchen is when, you know, I would start going in there to try and learn how to cook and just try stuff myself. Because I took you know, I think it was 7th or 8th grade, I took my, you know, like a home ec cooking class. And that's like what really kind of got me excited about cooking because you could do, I was like one of those ADHD kids, and I loved that you could be so creative and fun in the kitchen. It just really appealed to me. All right, so we're gonna brown those. I'm gonna wash my hands for a quick sec because they're disgusting.
Can you remind everybody what you're cooking?
Yes. Hey guys, Susie Saper here. We are making 2 soups perfect for fall. A creamy butternut squash lasagna soup, an Italian wedding soup with orzo. It's gonna be delicious. And I'm doing the orzo soup. I think you guys are really gonna like high protein, low carb, because I found this really good low carb pasta. They're not paying me to promote this. I'm not affiliated with these folks in any way, shape, or form. I just love the freaking pasta. But it's an orzo by a company called Carbe Diem. It's a sub-company of General Mills, come to find out. but the nutritional label, it's only 110 calories in a serving, half gram of fat, 24 grams of fiber, 8 grams of protein. The 40 grams of carbs, if you're a net carb person, you just subtract the fiber from that. But at the end of the day, 55% less net carbs in this and loaded with fibers. And it tastes just like regular pasta. So that's what I'm using. And I didn't use breadcrumbs in the meatballs either because I just wanted it lower carbs. Fall's like, you know, that comfort season time. This is coming out pretty good over here. I like the way this is looking.
Susan Graveline said, already ordered my new salt-free this week. Can't wait.
I know, Susan, you place an order every week. You are just so damn sweet. We're gonna add some broth now to the Italian wedding soup. I had like a lone thing of beef and I just want to use it up, so I'm gonna use beef. You can, but just for the first 4 cups. But typically I would use chicken or turkey broth, but I just don't want this to go to waste. And I know this is really the only reason why I'm going to be using it. So whatever broth you want, we're going to do about 6 cups. Let me see how many are using this one. So this one we're doing 8 cups. It was my butternut, we're doing 6. So I need one more. Let's see. All right, so 2 of these guys. Normally I use my homemade up, but I've been drinking it throughout the day, so I'm not going to use it up. I'm going to use the box today.
Can you use pastina in the Italian wedding soup?
Yes, you absolutely can. You can do whatever the hell you want. How about that? Because it's your kitchen, your rules. I always like to say, you know, I'm a New England cook, and New Englanders are very resourceful and frugal and practical. So it's whatever you have on hand. This is the base recipe for you guys. If you have ground chicken, use that. If you've got pastina, use that. If you want to throw white rice in because that's all the hell you have, use that. There's no right or wrong. It's whatever you want with whatever you have. So don't feel like you can't make this if there's 1 or 2 things you don't have kicking around. The only thing you have to make with it is you have to use the Hippy Pilgrim spices in it. That's where I'm that's where I'm telling you, because that's where the flavor's coming from. And our spices are fantastic. So I've actually used the North End salt-free and the North End garlic salt in these. And we're just wrapping up the end of these meatballs. They'll finish cooking in the pot.
Susan Graveline said I had to dedicate an entire cupboard to soya seasoning.
Oh, I love that. That's like our other customer, Janet. I would consider you in the same tier as Janet, like super fan. Because I went to her house and she had a whole separate cabinet just for Hippy Pilgrim. So we getting a good look at these cute little meatballs here. These are adorable. I just love them. They're like the perfect little size. You don't want these too massive, guys. And again, these were about a tablespoon or a half tablespoon of meat. So the recipe itself makes about 48 meatballs, okay? So I'm going to add these to the pot because they'll finish cooking in there. Look at the mess. Here we go. Julie cleaned the oven this week. I'll have to show you guys how clean the damn oven is now. Julie did the fridge a few months ago. Then she always does the top of the stove. But I showed her the inside and I'm like, oh my God, Julie, what can be done? And it looks like brand new in there. I can't believe it. Julie has a product for everything. I love this girl. She lives 1 town over and is just the sweetest person. We met at a craft fair and I adore her. She makes the cutest little hippie crafts. All right. So look at all those meatballs going on in there. I might even... We got a few more left we can cook off and really jack it up with meatballs. Hold on. We could form a couple more. What time do we have? 7:45. I gotta move my buns. All right, so now, here's the butternut squash soup right here, okay? That has softened. So now, this big massive thing called an immersion blender, or you could use your food processor after it cools a little bit. But we're gonna puree this. Alright. Oh, thank you for you can just turn it off at this point. Now that I know how late we're running. But these are actually gonna, we're gonna have both of these done in time as usual. So look at the great color we're getting over here, ladies. Sammy, will you grab the Instagram cam if you can? So we are pureeing the butternut squash. That also had onions in here. If you want to keep some whole, you can for a little texture. I can't even see what the hell I'm doing, so it's going to be whatever happens, happens. I don't like butternut squash soups that are so thick it feels like you're just eating pureed butternut squash. It just doesn't appeal to me. So this is a little bit looser of a soup, all right? You know, you could even use these meatballs in this butternut squash soup. I'm advocating to use the meatballs in this butternut squash soup. Double them up, use half in the soup and half in that soup. But I'm telling you, I think this is a great idea. It's going to be so good. All right, so now if you guys can, or maybe I can move this over for a sec.
Can you just move those?
No, I'm going to go like this.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn it down. All right. These are lasagna noodles that I cooked for the bare minimum, 8 minutes, okay? We called this a butternut squash lasagna soup. I'm just going to cut them into sections like this. You can make them as big as you want, as small as you want. You could cut it down the middle, make ribbons. I kind of like the idea of these big, you know, hunks of the noodle. And how many you add to the soup is up to you. My recipe, I do like 6 to 8, but if you like it heartier, I mean, I think that's why I kind of like pots that are this small, because it limits your temptation. I coated these with oil after they came out so they wouldn't stick, but they are cooked al dente, which is nice, and this is kind of the size that you want. You don't want it to just break apart as soon as it hits the water. You still want it to have some give to it, but this is the easiest way to cut it, is using scissors. And you could make any soup this way. You could have broth, a can of, you know, diced tomatoes. You could add some ground beef in there. You could add some of these ribbons of noodle, and that could be a whole other type of lasagna style soup. You can put a dollop of ricotta in there to really thicken it up. One of the things we're going to add some great flavor to the soup over here is some more of the dipping oil starter. So this is the sun-dried tomato one. You can use any of our dipping oil cheeses. This is a seasoned Parmesan cheese blend that you mix with olive oil to dip bread in, but I use it in a lot of cooking applications. So in this case, I'm adding it to the broth. It's going to make it creamy, and it's going to add an enormous amount of flavor to it. All right, and then we're going to blend it one more time, just because I feel like using a large appliance. It just seems fun. All right, so we'll mix that up. Okay, and you want to make sure you don't add too much salt, because our dipping oil starter does already have some seasonings in it. Now we're going to add a cup of heavy cream, Lindsay's favorite. I love my heavy cream. So we're going to put a cup of this in. If you don't have heavy cream and you have milk, use milk. If you have plant-based, use that. Like coconut milk, do whatever the hell you want. This is all adaptable, you guys. You can do whatever you want, whatever you have on hand. So we've got that in there. Look at the pretty color of that. That little golden hue. Now I'm going to turn the heat up again, because we're going to want this to thicken. And then this is where we drop in all of these pieces of pasta. And this is where it's just going to be so comforting, and it's going to soak up all the flavor from the broth, all the seasonings we put in, the North End seasoning. So all these pieces we're just dropping in there. I mean, this is the easiest soup, and it's just so comforting. And the big, look at, you know, just getting a big block of pasta in there is so fun. Let me see how much more we've got. And again, I recommend putting some of the meatballs into this butternut squash soup for protein. You could also add chickpeas if you want to keep it plant-based. But even chicken would work in this, some cubed up chicken. Honestly, any protein. This soup is versatile enough. Let me move this. But look at how, look at that. How comforting is that? all we need is like some of those meatballs in there, and we are a happy camper. And tons, you know, if you want to add more Parmesan cheese, I'm gonna grab a spoon to taste this. Look at that, we still have 10 minutes, you guys. I love this. All right, let me give the broth a little taste. And if you want it thicker, you can add, you know, extra cooked squash. That's so happy. I'm gonna put some more of the dipping oil cheese. So I think that's gonna give it, you know, that extra creaminess and flavor without adding more salt. Plus with this is the sun-dried tomato version, so it's just got that little extra something something. And then I always like to add, anytime I work with like a creamy Parmesan based sauce, I love to add some grated fresh nutmeg. So this is the nutmeg seed. So I'm just gonna grate some in there. Now it's just gonna give it, I love sweet and savory, but it's gonna give it those gentle fall notes without overpowering it. And add just some sophisticated flavor. Look at that, you guys. These noodles are gonna start to cook a little more, add some starchiness to this broth, and it's gonna be amazing. And you can continue to add Parmesan to this when you plate it. Put this in a crock and then just grate a ton of Parmesan cheese on top. That's gonna be phenomenal. I actually even have some fresh grated right here that we can add to this. Look at that, it's just like so pillowy and fresh. So if you even have freshly grated that you want to add in addition to our dipping oil starter, this is the way you're going to do it. And stir that in. You could even add mozzarella to this if you want to melt mozzarella in. You could have some fresh basil in there. And I think I'll actually finish it with, let's see if I've got any more, I want this to boil over. I'm used to get this guy going too. I want to show you guys how this soup's looking. You see that there? Now, the final ingredient. Do you mind passing me that orzo, Lindsay? So this is the cooked orzo. This orzo cooks a little bit longer, but look at how it holds its shape perfectly. This is like, you would never know that that's a low carb pasta, high fiber. It's white, it's not mealy, and it keeps its shape in liquid. So this isn't going to swell and turn into mush. It holds the shape of that orzo, and that was one of the things I really loved about this pasta. And again, these people are not paying me. I am not affiliated with these people. I just love this pasta. But tell them Hippy Pilgrim sent you, because it's phenomenal. This is my second time using it, and I like it just as much this time as I did last time. And now the final ingredient for our soup is all of this lovely organic spinach that we ripped up into shreds. Look, this pot was the perfect size. This was 4 cups. You guys having fun tonight? Awfully quiet in the comments. Did Instagram have fun? This was our first time going live for you guys. Here we go. I'm just gonna wilt that in, and then we'll taste that broth and see how that is. But I love how many vegetables are in this particular soup right here, because you've got carrots, onions, celery, and all of this beautiful spinach. And that's just gonna do its thing. But what a great soup to have on hand for weather like tonight, cold nights. This will freeze really well if you want to freeze it in individual servings. And then let's check on this soup again. It's starting to thicken. Look at the pretty color of that, you guys. All I want to do is, I want to add some fresh parsley that I'm going to chop up right over here. And again, you guys, this meat that I have left over here that I was making meatballs with, you could saute that up and drop it right in that butternut squash lasagna soup. Or if you had a pound of pork kicking around, or just ground beef, whatever, but the same recipe we used for the Italian wedding soup meatballs can be the same meat that you use in this creamy butternut squash soup. That's boiling over behind me.
Well, there was a rubber spatula.
In
Yeah.
the flame.
Oh,
the flame.
lovely. So we missed a fire.
An
Yeah.
almost fire.
An almost fire. All right, so here's the rest of our parsley.
Renee Cody said, "Hi guys, sorry I'm late. I'll definitely watch the replay."
Oh yeah, you missed some good soups. I'll have these recipes up by the morning, and I'm gonna give these a final taste too.
And Brenda Banner said,
Look how pretty this is.
Brenda Banner said Italian wedding soup looks amazing, and I've always wanted to make it. I'll definitely have to try it.
And I'm telling you guys, this is our unsung hero right here, is this butternut squash lasagna soup. Add these little meatballs to it, or add, ground meat before you start making it, and then build the soup, but that's what's gonna add the protein that you want. Or just keep it, meat free and leave it just like this, or put chickpeas or navy, any type of bean in it. But this is just lovely, and the soup itself has great flavor. And then this is just lovely as well. Look at that, you guys. Beautiful. Meatballs, the spinach, the orzo perfectly holding its shape. And again, this is a low carb, high protein soup right here. I did not use breadcrumbs in the meatballs, and I used a low carb pasta as well. So look at that. We banged through 2 soups. I'm
3
still gonna
minute
taste
morning
again.
for TikTok.
Okay, 3-minute warning. Oh my God.
Oh, that's me.
That's just so good. That is just so good, you guys. I want to saute the meat that I'm going to add into this after. So you guys won't be here for it, but this is that, the meatball mix that we did for the Italian wedding soup meatballs. And I'm actually just going to brown this up, and I'm throwing it in that soup. That's what's going to happen. That butternut squash soup, to give it some protein and even more flavor and hearty it up. We're going to throw these right in there. It's going to be delicious. Just cook this up. This is where you can just wing it in the kitchen, guys. I started out with one, recipe, but I'm like, when you got that feeling in the kitchen and you're like, this would be so good if, that's what we're going to do. And I'm telling you, that's going to elevate that soup 1,000 times over. Let me just wash my hands and I'll say goodnight to my TikTok folks. And I'm so glad we got to cook on Instagram tonight, you guys. This makes me so happy. Oh yeah, you guys can come around. I'll get a few little soup crocks if I can.
Sorry, Facebook. I gotta put this Instagram thing on.
Let's see.
I don't know how to do any of this.
I'll get a trivet. Did you guys have fun tonight? That one can soak up. She's like, yeah, I know. Alright, all this stuff is off except for the meat. I need a trivet. Let me move all my mess.
Say bye to TikTok.
Oh, TikTok, we gotta say goodbye to you because we have to keep it to under an hour. Good night, you guys. You can get the recipes tomorrow at hippypilgrim.com, HIPPY, the word pilgrim.com. If you want to order online, use the word small balls in the order notes and we'll give you a free item. And if you order online and the order is over $75, you get free shipping. Good night, TikTok. We're still